Chapter 8 The Thousands. Verse 100. Better than 1,000 unbeneficial words is one beneficial word which, having been heard, brings peace. Verse 101. Better than 1,000 unbeneficial verses is one beneficial line of verse which, having been heard, brings peace. Verse 102. Better than reciting 100 unbeneficial verses is one line of Dhamma which, having been heard, brings peace. Verse 103. Greater than a person who conquers 1,000 people in battle 1,000 times is the person who conquers himself in the battle of defilements. Verse 104. Certainly, it is better to conquer oneself than others. The person who tames himself and always restrains sense faculties wins the battle. Verse 105. Neither a god, nor a divine musician, nor martyr, nor Brahma can turn into defeat the victory of a person who has conquered himself. Verse 106. Better than 1,000 ritual sacrifices offered every month for 100 years is one moment's gift offered to a liberated one who has fully developed his mind. Verse 107. Better than 100 years in the forest tending a ritual fire is one moment's gift offered to a liberated one who has fully developed his mind. Verse 108. Whatever gift or offering a merit seeker might perform in an entire year is not worth 1/4 as much as worshipping the liberated ones. Verse 109. For the person who worships virtuous people and always reverses and serves the elders, 4 things increase: long life, beauty, happiness, and power. Verse 110. Better it is to live one day virtuous and meditative than to live 100 years devoid of virtue and stillness of mind. Verse 111. Better it is to live one day wise and meditative than to live 100 years devoid of wisdom and stillness of mind. Verse 112. Better it is to live one day energetic and resolute than to live 100 years lazy and sluggish. Verse 113. Better it is to live one day seeing the arising and passing of 5 groups of clinging than to live 100 years without ever seeing their arising and passing. Verse 114. Better it is to live one day experiencing Nibbana than to live 100 years without ever experiencing Nibbana. Verse 115. Better it is to live one day realizing the supreme Dhamma than to live 100 years without ever realizing the supreme Dhamma.